on 2017.
Go back there again.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Middletown School Committee meeting to order at 3:32 PM on March 17th, 2022. All members are present. Tammy Holden will be on Zoom with us this afternoon, so she'll be visiting with us at that point. I need a motion to go into executive session.
I move that we adjourn to executive session.
Read this.
Yes, we did.
Regarding,
Regarding 42-46-5A2 regarding possible litigation.
Roll call vote.
well, I have a
Oh.
motion. I need a second.
Second.
So I'm going to do a roll call. All in favor? I'm going to, Bill? I have to do one at a time. Bill?
Yes.
Lee?
Aye.
Doug?
Yes.
Aye. Okay, we'll reconvene shortly. Thank you. Okay, good evening. We're back from executive session. No vote was taken. Can I have a motion to seal the minutes?
I make a motion that we seal the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first on the agenda is a public forum. Individuals may address the school committee on only one relevant education-related topic not included on the agenda, nor related to personnel or job performance, nor revealing personally identifiable information regarding students. Individuals may speak for no longer than 5 minutes and must submit a public participation form to the superintendent prior to the start of the meeting. Items discussed during this session shall not be voted upon. We don't have any one to speak this evening, so we'll move right on to proclamations and awards.
Again, always the best part of our school committee meetings are recognizing our wonderful students in our school community. And tonight we're recognizing 4 of those students. First, from Gaudet Middle School. I'll ask Principal Niemeyer.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I have the pleasure of introducing 2 of our Gaudet grade students. I'm going to start with Shanice Miller first. Want to come up? Welcome. So Shanice is in 7th grade. Some of her accomplishments include being a role model for all of her peers. To follow, Shanice has been acknowledged on the Gaudet Honor Roll for performance recognition, the Gaudet Honor Roll for academic recognition for trimester 1 and 2, as well as the Gaudet Principals Award. Her favorite quote is, "You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated," from Maya Angelou. Her favorite colors are purple and yellow. They're her favorites because they give her hope and they're pretty colors. Let's see, people that she looks up to, her aunt, her grandmother, and her mother, because they're all independent, strong, and caring. Go-to meal, which I always think this is one of the interesting parts of these, would be Jamaican jerk chicken with festival. It's very good. And what I'd like to do when I'm older, ever since she was about 4, she wanted to become a nurse because my aunt was a nurse and she looked up to her. She specifically wants to be a midwife because she loves babies. She feels like that'd be a job that she'd love to do. A couple comments from teachers and staffs. This is where the good stuff is. She's absolutely a wonderful, dedicated student and a role model for everybody. And Shanice is a strong and confident young woman. She has a genuine interest in learning and treats everybody with kindness and consideration. She leads by example. So this is Shanice.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, very proud of you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job.
Good job.
Good job, Shanice.
Next up, we have Wayne Chapman. Come on down, Wayne. So Wayne's an 8th grader with us at Gaudet. Thank you for being here. Some of Wayne's accomplishments include being selected for quartet in the school band. Interestingly enough, Wayne also composes his own music. He's quite a musician. I've seen him Oh, actually, we've
we
all
saw
seen him in
him.
the concerts.
Yeah.
He's terrific. Outside of school, he likes to cook, bake, fish, compose music, travel, play video games, go camping, paint, and sketch. He's well-rounded, to say the least. His favorite band, interestingly enough, is the Gaudet Middle School Band. I thought that was pretty cool. Instead of somebody out there on the TV or the internet. What he wants to do when he's older, he'd love to be a musician or a private chef. Some comments from the teachers and staff members. Wayne's a team player who's always willing to help out his classmates. Wayne's a dedicated student who not only works hard every day in the classroom, but takes the initiative to extend his own learning independently. Right? We're always looking for independent learners here. He's a well-rounded and involved in many extracurriculars at Gaudet, and Wayne's sincerity, kindness, and positive energy makes everyone's day better. I thought that was pretty well said. And Wayne actually had equally as nice things to say about all of his teachers at Gaudet, and I'm not going to go and read them all, but a lot of real positive things to say about the staff. He said, all the teachers that see the bright side of a student see the best in me and all the other students. That's who we'd like to thank. The teachers that I've had this year are a prime example, and he goes on to list all the great things about his floor court teachers. So this is Wayne Chapman. Thanks.
Congratulations, Wayne. Keep up the good work. Congratulations, Wayne.
Band too.
Now you're gonna cook for me one of these days. I love that.
I love that music.
Wayne on that list.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, Principal Bulk.
So this is Chloe. She was student of the week at Aquidneck. She's in first grade in Miss Mellow's class, and she wants to be a teacher when she grows up. She is a great role model in her class. She helps all students read, and I think she's a mini me because she loves math. Especially, she likes to count and play her dice games. She loves to garden. Even on one Saturday, she came to Aquidneck School to water the daffodil bulbs that will soon be springing up. And she looks up to her older cousin that goes to our school who's in second grade. And she wants to thank her mom because her mom teaches her Greek and how to learn things and how to garden. So she's a great asset to our school. We love her. She has a great smile and always is upbeat and a great sense of humor.
Great.
I get to give you a hug. One of my alumni. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chloe.
This is my boss.
And I like Mrs. Bulk's outfit.
Good job, Chloe. I'm so
Congratulations. Good
proud of
work.
you.
Congratulations.
There you go. Good job.
This really is the best part of our meetings during the school year, being able to recognize and acknowledge the success of our students and the success of our school district overall of, as Wayne was saying, and the teachers and how much you like school and how all of you are doing so well with your teachers and role models and principals. So it is really a reflection on us as a community and what a great district we have and what a good school system we have. So thank you and congratulations to all of you. It's very exciting to see your success. Keep up the good work.
And thank you to our parents too. Thank you for
Yes.
your support and supporting your children in our schools.
And grandmas and aunts.
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, next.
Recess. Just tell them.
Next, we're moving on to, we have no student activities, no spotlight on teaching and learning. So next is information.
Okay, in your packet, I just draw your attention to the title grant, the Consolidated Resource Grant was finally approved. So you have a copy of that grant. Thanks to Michelle and the leadership, our admin team for writing those grants and getting those dollars for us. It's a significant amount of money and certainly helps in our budget. The other document in your information is a memorandum of agreement with the town regarding the Beyond the Bell program. that will be funded, that the town is paying through the APA dollars in the amount of $302 for Beyond the Bell from November through May, and for our partnerships with MCOSY, with East Bay Community Action and the Boys and Girls Club of Newport. So this is really a boost to our program and important for our students' success. Also in your packet is an article that was written and interviewed one of our about our homeless shelter and affordable housing. Middletown was mentioned in that because of the number of homeless students that we have. A letter from the Rhode Island Department of Health expressing their gratitude and appreciation for our engagement in the risk assessment behavior survey, and a shout out to the Middletown Wellness Month this month, and all the activities going on through the Middletown Prevention Coalition. And again, thank you note, we all participated in the annual Give gift drive. So a thank you from Hogan and Associates.
Next is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to receive the consent agenda?
I move that the school committee approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next is new business.
So I just would like Mr. Pacheco, our facilities director, to talk about the vehicle charging stations. Bob?
Yes, so it's just one of the procedures that we're kind of refining and identifying, but we have two stations that are located at the high school. And currently the charging is free of charge. It's costing us about $30 to $40 a month. The incentives have pretty much been exhausted from the initial install of that project. So what I'm asking is if we could implement a very conservative pricing charge of 25 cents per kilowatt hour that would be charged, and that would produce an anticipated net revenue of $25 a month. So it's not real big money or anything like that, but it's just we would be fiscally responsible.
It'll pay for itself.
Exactly,
almost.
and make a little bit more, but basically what it does is just that money just goes back into the general fund, and it would contribute to any repairs or anything that's needed with that. So, but it also, it's at a very good price point, which would still encourage the use of renewable energy.
Bob, a question. How are you going to charge them from old experience? If you're going to use coins or dollar bills, the best thing is just to link up a Visa or American Express. And that's the only way you can go. Otherwise, you'll be out there doing maintenance on money or bank dollar. Okay. I don't know whether that's a good or bad suggestion. For you.
So actually, the charging station itself is equipped with linking accounts using just that. You'd
Visa, so you're
yeah.
all set.
exactly, yeah. There's
Okay.
not like any exchange of dollar,
So
physical
there's-
cash. or
nobody's
anything.
going to be putting money in it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, because if you
Mhm.
were, you'd have another problem.
Exactly. And what it does, it's a pretty nice system where that we can actually control the allowable times that you can charge. It's not a 24-hour just operation. So we typically keep it between the hours of operation for school, so that we know who's in the parking lots and things, and people not parking overnight. So it's a nice system. It was all, I believe it was all free of charge to install those. And it's, also contributing to the infrastructure building of, supporting electric cars.
Bob, how long does it take and how much does it cost to charge a medium-sized car?
I think 4 hours is just the overall kind of general rule of thumb. It takes the average size. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's smaller compacts, there's larger trucks, but typically what we say is you have a 4-hour window to use that charging station. And then We don't have like an enormous use of it yet, but if it ever came down to, we also have the ability to allow a 4-hour minimum charge, and then it gets the price increases after that if we needed to. But generally, I think 4 hours is a safe
And that would
Thank
cost about how much for the average car?
$1.
$1.
Yeah, and it's not.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So this is informational for you tonight. We wanted to get your take on it, and then we would put it as an action item at our next meeting.
Great idea.
Yeah, let's try it.
Then the other old business is building committee update. We are still working with our co-chairs, Charlie Roberts and Ed Brady, to secure a meeting with our town council for a summit. No meeting has been established yet for that, so I'll keep you posted on that. Oh, did I miss? Oh, revenue, I went into old business, revenue generating ideas. And I know Mrs. Fenton, you put that on. Do you want to talk about
Well,
that?
Just basically, we need a funding stream for additional fees or funding from the town. But we would do it and have that, similar to those lights you see in front of schools in the urban areas. They generate a lot of money for the schools. So that's one thing that we could do. We could put it on Turner because it has to be in front of a school. I don't know about a Aquidneck because that's a state highway. I don't know if we have to go through the state to ask if we could put one there, but it could be in front of a lot of our schools. It's just another source, but again, we'll have to go through it. Could we develop a small committee, to get that and to see what's possible and what's not? Does anyone want to do that?
The kickback, I think, is going to be that if you are finding people, they're going to really resent it big time. I know Pawtucket and Providence has had a lot of trouble with that. And they revised their fines, but
Oh,
lower,
yes,
but they're
right.
still there.
And that's why we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because we know the problems that they're having, but basically, it's just to slow down the traffic.
And that's one idea for generating revenue. There could be others. If
Oh,
we had
sure,
a
yes,
committee and maybe have a member of the town council.
yes.
on it
And,
too. So, I
and
mean, it's,
a community, right, and just start looking at different ways that we could have some funding paths, for us.
I think it's a good idea. I'm
$100 helps.
gonna let you spearhead that, Lee.
I will.
And
I'll develop a committee.
maybe what we could do is to expand on that. How do we go out about inviting the community? I mean, maybe we could put something on the website to be able to say, we're looking for, 4 or 5 people. I mean, I think we have to limit it.
yes.
And then let's see what Tammy wants to do, if she wants to participate in that, and, or Doug, do you want to do it, or Bill?
I don't know, I don't-
Yeah, because you've got softball coming up. Well, I'll ask Tammy. If Tammy doesn't want to do it, then I'll do it with you,
Okay,
but unless Bill
but
wants to
we'll
do it.
just do it.
And if you get up to the state, I think the worst road in this town is Aquidneck Avenue, or the upper.
Mm.
You can get the state down to, okay.
That's not until next year.
So let me put something together and I'll share it with all of you so we can advertise it, and I'll talk to the town administrator about it.
Because I won't be able to do anything until May, the
Mhm.
beginning of May.
Okay,
I've got like robotics and,
and
so,
June is pretty slammed for me, so.
yeah. So that's why, if we get a committee and see what we could do.
Okay. All right,
There's also other things that I think we could raise money for.
okay, excellent, thank you. Next is
Enrollment up.
enrollment update.
Yep, just you have that in your packet, but I do like to give a monthly enrollment update. Our current enrollment is 1,978 students, up from last year this time when we had 1,952. We've had 14 new registrations since the February 14th meeting. You see by school and by grade where we are. 306 students at Aquidneck, 297 at Forest Avenue, 767 between Gaudet Learning and Academy 4 and 5 and Gaudet Middle School. And our total at the high school is 608 students. So when we use our data for the budget, for budget purposes, we're going to be, we always use the October 1 enrollment, and the number is different than this current enrollment. So
Is that the military people coming in or some other families
The
moving in?
timing of February 17th is definitely correlates to the new class that just came in for the military.
Okay,
so I don't know if all those 14
may
are
not all.
military.
right, but,
but-
okay,
But I do know that a
But we-
tremendous amount of families have just come in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks
okay, of just
during
military.
vacation week, yeah.
Because we have a lot of apartments and homes that will be built, from the planning board, so.
Okay. Building committee?
I gave you that update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So next is action items. Sorry, let me just get to that. Can I get a motion on policy 2500, technology and internet acceptable use revision, second reading?
I move that the school committee approve the revisions to the technology and internet acceptable use policy, second reading.
Second,
Any discussion?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion on policy 2510, student devices, second reading?
I move that the school committee approve the student devices policy, second reading.
second,
Any discussion?
Yeah.
I do have a question. Are we going to have this policy? Never mind, I see it right there.
Yeah.
Are we gonna put parent signature? Yep, never mind. I missed that last page. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Can I get a motion on policy 2520, student email and cloud services, second reading?
I move that the school committee approve the student email and cloud services policy, second reading.
second,
Any discussion? All in
I
favor?
have
Oh,
just one question, and I'm voting in favor of it. Are we paying anything to use the cloud? Do you know that? And David is not here.
Yeah, there is an agreement. We do have to pay for the cloud.
Okay, you could,
Of
if it's important, I'll ask you later.
Mhm.
How's that?
I can get you the cost of that. You'll probably
Mm.
see it in the budget, but
Yeah, that's all right, because when it came out, the cloud was free. I noticed the prices are,
mhm.
all right, that's all. I was just,
But that's how the students can send things back to teachers and things like that and save it. And so it is a necessity. I know that my high schooler uses it all the time.
Mhm.
So we have to pay for something like that. It is important.
look, I said I'd never use the cloud. Guess what? I use it all the time.
All the time.
yeah.
That's what I said too, but
Well, and by the way, anything you send to the cloud is open.
I know.
That's why we still use, in the military, we still use the landlines. Because those we can secure, but once it hits the airways, you're broadcasting to the world.
All right.
Is my comment for the day.
I have a first and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Can I-
Just so you know that all these policies were vetted with our legal.
Mm.
I get a motion on policy 4213, weather emergency decision protocol and building coverage, second reading.
I move that the school committee approve the weather emergency decision protocol and building coverage policy, second reading.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion on policy 6172.3 in procedure for home instruction revision?
I move that the school committee approve the revisions to the procedure for home instruction policy.
Second.
Any
I-
discuss?
I do have a question. What was the revision that had to go in, that we
let's see.
felt had to go in?
I don't have the old one here with me.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
let's-
there were
Yeah.
some minor changes given, there were, the one change was that the previous policy said that students could audit classes if there were space available. We don't do that anymore because teachers have rosters that need to be uploaded to the state. So we don't do that one anymore.
That's fine, thank you.
That was the major one.
That's enough.
So the only question I have is that we have home instruction versus homeschooling. I know you have it at the top that says procedure for home instruction.
So, yeah.
Is that technicality? I don't know.
No,
the
you're, because
question
you're
is-
going to approve a homeschooling.
Okay, this says procedure for home instruction and then it says homeschooling.
That's just a Mary.
Okay. And then underneath it says homeschooling procedure. So I just didn't know we want to be consistent with the word instruction versus schooling. However you want to word it, it doesn't matter to me.
Homeschooling.
I'm, okay, I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
But the policy is fine otherwise. Everybody
Yeah.
agree?
I agree.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think we can
all
look
in
at
favor?
that. Aye.
Aye. Can I have a motion for standing orders for social health programs revision?
I move that the school committee approve the revisions to the standing orders for the school health programs policy.
Second.
Any discussion?
Again, this was vetted with our school physician, Dr. Roba,
I just want to
our
say,
nurses.
I didn't say the policy number 5100.5. I apologize. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Can I get a motion on resignations?
I move that the school committee approve the following resignations. Sarah Williams, building-based substitute teacher, January 31st, 2022. And Terry Traeger
Yep.
for our teaching assistant at Quidnick School, February 18th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to table the budget?
I move that we table the budget.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Just want to mention, we'll have a meeting.
We're gonna have a meeting to finalize the budget on Tuesday, March. March 22nd,
Yep.
March 22nd at 4 PM here at Oliphant to go through the final budget items and finalize the budget and vote on it on that night. Okay, can I get a motion on homeschooling?
I move that the school committee approve homeschooling 21-22-28 and 21-22-29.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Um,
Yes, so what we're showing next is the FY '22 budget with regard to a deficit, and there'll be a motion to, I'm showing in the letter that we are required to send to our town council and town administrator.
So should I make the motion and then have this as part of a discussion?
Yes, yeah.
So I make a motion that the school committee approve sending this letter regarding the FY '22 budget to the town council after regarding the deficit.
I move that the school committee approve the letter regarding the deficit for FY '22.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, so the discussion, you see the letter up on the screen. This was drafted by our legal counsel and reviewed by our town administrator. We might have to tweak a few things on this letter, but the general theme of the letter is that at this point, we are in deficit in the amount of $1.2 million for this fiscal year, 21-22. And then by law, we need to attribute what the drivers are causing that deficit. So you have outlined here a number of those areas. I'll review some of them with you, but the letter will speak for itself. We have a number of out-of-district tuitions that have exceeded what we have budgeted. Out-of-district tuitions include those students who go to career tech programs and career pathway programs around the state. So it's not only going to Newport County Career Tech Program, but it's students that attend Narragansett Pathways Program, Portsmouth Pathways Program, and Barrington. This also includes students that go to charter schools and also students, special ed students that go to specialized schools for their needs. So that's one huge driver. The other drivers you see there are range from nursing, personal care attendants, transportation, or regional special education payment. And then in addition to that, we have some minor areas that have exceeded what we have budgeted, that are custodial supplies, HVAC supplies, and snow removal. Now, I think the paragraph under the grand total there is important. As we go through the year, it is our hope that this number will get smaller. I mean, it could get larger depending on what could happen. But if we have additional revenues from Medicaid or impact aid, that would help reduce the expenditure. We will work closely with the town administrator and the town business office to hone these numbers and get them as low as possible. But this was expected. When I spoke to the town council in November, I think it was, about our budget, I said, we fully expect we would be in a position, and as soon as we recognize that we were in a position of deficit, we would notify them and comply with the law, 5 days notification. So this letter does need to be sent by the school committee chair to the town council president and to the town administrator. Also, the auditor general gets copies of this as well. No, Ben, do you want to weigh in on any of this?
No, thank you. Perfect.
Any questions?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. I didn't say in the motion for the budget, I didn't specify fiscal year 23. Do I need to do that for that other motion? Do I need to revise that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Next, I need a motion for the 22-23 school calendar.
I move that the school committee approve the 2022-2023 school calendar.
Second.
Any discussion? I have a question. Is this going to be the state calendar again?
There was a recommended state calendar, no state PD days. They recommended days that we could use to be together, but they were not allowing them to be distance learning days. So while this is similar, they gave us the flexibility to start when we wanted to. They suggested vacation times, but they didn't mandate them. So it's not like everyone's on the exact same calendar.
So why are we doing spring, April vacation so early?
That was the recommended one from Rhode Island, but they also had a few districts that picked the following week. The following week is the Massachusetts week. It's the week of Patriots Day. We always do the week before. It's just landing earlier this year. But our surrounding communities are all doing April 10th.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're telling me that Portsmouth and Newport
Our April 10th.
Activity.
are April 10th, Tiverton, Jamestown.
I wasn't sure about Jamestown, but I
Tiverton.
checked with Newport, Portsmouth and Tiverton, and we were all on April 10th.
And do you know anything about like closer districts? where we
Bristol
have-
Warren wasn't finalized yet, but
I mean, the thing we have to think about when we do this, and I had this discussion the other day about the advantage of the calendar for across the state is that when you have students that are going to out-of-district programs, we're all on that same vacation week. So if we have students going to NK or Narragansett and we're not on the same vacation week, you're gonna have kids that are gonna be pulled out one way or another, or if we have students that come here that live in another district.
so the statewide calendar is on their website, and on their website, they recommend the week of April 10th.
They are,
So we
okay,
followed what they recommended.
okay.
However, in their first draft, they recommended the week of April 17th.
Mm.
So there were some districts that did adopt the week of April 17th. There were some districts that went back and redid it and moved to the 10th. So you will see some inconsistencies in April. But we, as a district, are following the most recent RIDE calendar.
Well, I think it is nice to be attached to Easter anyway, because you lose, people do want to go away.
Again, we went with what they were suggesting for
Okay.
the reasons you mentioned.
Okay.
And we did work with our union leadership regarding start dates. And they had one suggestion, which was to give the teachers December 23rd off. At one point, we had recommended going all the way through and getting out a day earlier in June, but the union would like to have that day before Christmas Eve. So we did go ahead and do that.
I think that's a really good decision. You cut too close when you're on the 23rd to be in school.
We also will
No
have.
matter what day of
right.
the week it is.
We also will have primary and election day be no school days. However, the primary day will be our professional development day for teachers, and students will not have distance learning on that day. Right now, there's no distance learning days built into the calendar at all. The only way we would have distance learning is for a snow day.
And we would have to apply to the state for that. They need to approve that
What, distant learning day?
They have,
for inclement weather.
yeah, they have approved our inclement weather plan. They just haven't told us next year how many inclement weather days we will be able to use. So this year it was 4. They might tell us the same thing for next year. But we have a plan approved at the state,
Obviously, it's based on weather.
right? But they might say you just have to take a no school day and
And
add
it's-
it to the end of your year.
Mm.
Yes,
22nd's already so late. Getting
it
out.
is late. It is late.
Wow.
We could start before Labor Day though and make it earlier. I will tell you that Portsmouth is starting before Labor Day
Mhm.
and Newport is
always-
starting after Labor Day.
Yeah.
So we aren't consistent on the island.
I know, that's unfortunate.
And we do have the gradual soft start for our K,
Mhm.
since that was very successful this year.
All right. Thank you for that explanation.
Well-
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Superintendent reports.
Just an update on personnel. Hire effective March 8th, Karen Field, a 4-hour teacher assistant at Aquidneck School. Effective at March 14th, this is an update, Inez Martinez, our L teacher. She will be at Forest Avenue and Gaudet Learning Academy. Hire effective March 21st, Catherine Perry, grade 7, long-term sub for science at Gaudet School. Hire effective August 1, 2022, our STEM camp lead teacher, Lisa Wood, and our STEM camp teacher, Joss Began. Hire effective the first day of school of the 22-23 school year, Brittany Williams, grade 2, Forest Avenue. Coach, hire effective March 8th, Dan Travis, grade 6, 7, and 8, grade baseball coach. Coach Evan Kabadi, assistant boys lacrosse, effective March 21st. Resignation, you received this. As of January 31st, Sarah Williams, building-based substitute teacher, and Terry Traeger, 4-hour teacher assistant, effective February 18th.
Retirement.
Yeah, this, for the purpose of retirement, she's a regional special ed, so I will provide her name to you, Sharon Bissonette. She's our speech and language, regional speech and language therapist at Aquidneck School. Thank you.
Sharon's great. Yes. Okay, can I have a motion to receive the superintendent report?
We have to do curriculum. and
sorry.
finance.
Sorry, curriculum.
Just an update on teaching and learning. Our 6 through 12 ELA curriculum selection committee has made a decision. They will be bringing their recommendation to you next month for a selection of a 6 through 12 ELA curriculum. And I will let you know that it is Study Sync they'll be recommending, and they will be recommending it for grades 6 through 12. But they'll be sharing why they selected that and giving you some information for your approval. The report card committees have been meeting. We're beginning to take a close look at the content on our report cards and making our report cards an easy way for teachers to communicate with parents on student progress. That's mainly our goal. So we'll have more updates soon on proposed changes to the report cards. Those would be effective in September for the first trimester. The Beyond the Bell program is still running after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays at every building, but I did also want to share that we had a very successful February vacation camp. We had about 50 students attend a STEM camp at Gaudet, and they really participated in lots of wonderful activities. In your status report, you can see some of the things they worked on. They had great attendance. And M-Cozy also supplied meals and snacks during that week. Unfortunately, we did have one weather day during that week, so the week was cut a little bit short, but ultimately it was a very successful camp. We will be offering an April vacation camp for students in grades K through 5, and the theme is Nature's Playground. So that enrollment is now open. In your packets, there's also a proposal for summer school and summer programming in Middletown. It's pretty hefty. The summer group meets next Wednesday after school, and we'll be going over and finalizing these dates, working closely with our facilities department because we know they have a lot going on this summer. So want to make sure that our Beyond the Bell program is not in the way of anything that needs to be happening in our buildings, but we want to make sure it's running smoothly and efficiently. So we have a plan for K-12 Beyond the Bell programming. We also have the return of our STEM camp, that week-long camp that we had last year through our DODEA grant, and very exciting. We probably will again fill that with about 100 students. That will be the first week of August. So that is happening. We had our third state PD day on Friday, March 14th, and I included all of the items that were available for PD during that time. Our world language department met. You will notice that many of our teachers were involved in right to reading training. We did some report card discussions. We also had people working on technology trainings. So that was a busy day. We have one more PD day on May 11th, and that will be our final PD day for this school year. And then I will do the technology update when we get to it.
Why don't you do it now?
Oh, I can continue. Okay. So for the technology department, just a few updates. The IT team is excited to announce that the registration team is now officially part of the IT team. The 3 registrars are going to be working closely together with the student informations group and the coordinator and the IT group. So it just seemed like a really appropriate way to sort of work our team. And so that will be under the direction of the IT department now. Also, we just wanted to let you know that Oliphant has received their new upgraded Cox phone system, and the rest of our schools will be scheduling early April there will be they will be putting them in off hours during the school, not during the school day, just so that we can minimize disruption. But all of our schools will be getting those new phones as well. And then the network infrastructure project will probably happen during April break. Those are new access points that we've really been waiting for, and they finally arrived, and there's been substantial delays on those. So we're really excited to get those in. Again, that was around the chip shortage, so that's why we waited a long time on those. We're hoping for a summer install on the switches, which are also delayed. But these are all much needed upgrades, and we're really excited because they will improve our network speeds and reliability across the district. So right now, we struggle with the speed and reliability. In fact, when we know a lot of kids are on for, say, state testing, we have to actually shut down some portions so that we don't have an overhaul. And right now, we have a school that can't test all at once. So these access points, these switches, these upgrades are all super important. And again, they've been delayed because of shortages. So we're really excited to get that up and running. And then the help desk has been busy. So last month, the technology department received 145 help desk requests, and they completed 319. That's even more than they received. So that's pretty amazing. And that concludes the technology report.
I have a
David better
question.
watch out.
You better watch out.
Tell him.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
getting there.
You want to take?
Want me to do yours?
Yeah, sure. Um,
Just one question.
yes.
Do we have any teachers doing training for the Orton, Gillingham
Mhm.
method? Okay.
Yes, so the second portion of the right to read includes the pathways to structured literacy with a sort of specialty on Orton Gillingham. Right now, we have we have about 22 teachers involved in that. But yes, we do. And they'll be doing a practicum with that as well into the fall.
Aaron.
Just a few things to report. The facilities maintenance team has completed about 90 work orders this month. And we've conducted several testing. Indoor air quality district-wide is reporting all test results are within OSHA recommendations. And 3-year state-required radon testing is reporting that all test results were found to be below Rhode Island Department of Health and EPA permissible exposure limits. And I already reviewed the charging station information, and that's all I have to report.
That's it?
Mhm.
All right, can I have a motion to receive the superintendent reports?
I move that the school committee receive the superintendent's reports.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any reports of officers and committees?
No.
I'll just mention, I'm meeting with some Ukrainian officers over at St. Lucy's Friday, 6 to 7, 6 to 8, maybe, probably. For anybody who's interested, don't know whether it's a fundraiser or information, but some of my friends from the War College asked me to be over there, even though I'm Air Force.
So speaking of that, I'm sure you've seen the tweets and information. Gaudet School and the high school had a very healthy competition and raised $8,000, right? $8,000 for our Ukrainian allies, and which just was very exciting to see the community support.
In 1 week?
Yeah, the
Wow.
high school
That's
students
impressive.
had to pay to wear a hat. That was the deal. So I was forking out
Oh.
cash that morning to go. do that.
Now,
But-
that's a good
It was great.
suggestion for Lee, for us to wear hats. And
Yeah, we can pay for it. What did you
Sure.
do at the middle school, if you don't mind me asking?
We reached out to parents and just let them know what we were doing. One of the fun things that we did was I have a big antique school bell that I keep in my office, and we put it in the lunchroom so the kids got to ring it every time they donated. And kids had a ball with it. It was a little disruptive in the middle of the day. But kids had a ball. They had a lot. They just had fun with it. They got to make signs and kind of promoted themselves and do morning announcements. So we just kind of made it just something that they're doing.
That's great. Now,
Yeah.
They enjoyed it.
Now, where are we sending that $8,000?
Mr. Taylor, one of our teachers, was kind of the organizer of that, so I think the most expeditious way to get that money over there, an earmark for the Ukraine was through UNICEF.
Yeah,
It was the
okay,
fastest way to
yeah.
kind of take all this money. Coinstar will take it and process it directly to them, along with the checks and stuff that we received. Interestingly enough, we had one of the, I think it's, I don't want to say, it's like a soccer league, I guess, like a, an off-season league, the travel teams.
Mhm.
They, with a handful of my students, a couple of Miss Silvera's students, decided to go sit at Shaw's on Saturday. They alone raised $3,000.
Oh, my gosh.
One local contractor, I wish I knew the name so I could say it out loud on camera, but donated $1,000 just to match what they had raised at that point so far. So it was, you know,
Wow.
it wasn't just the school, it was the
Support,
community.
yeah.
That's,
It was a pretty great thing. Kids had a great time with it.
Yeah.
that's really great. I think, you know, if you have that kind of documentation of someone who donated that much, a thank you note from the kids
Oh, of
would be
course.
really cool, especially with them doing it themselves. And that's really exciting. I'm impressed. I mean, it just shows you what our community's made of. That's wonderful.
And then at the high school, we had the former Ukrainian ambassador come and speak to a number of the students and staff.
Right.
So you talk about student engagement and things in a timely way. It was excellent.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you all for doing that. All right,
One more comment, unless you probably don't care, but
go ahead.
I was traveling to Russia this summer and right after the 4th of July. Just got notice from my travel agency. How would you like to go to Oslo? I was supposed to be in Helsinki, which is not a NATO member,
Mhm.
and on to St. Petersburg, which I've been to several times.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not going.
You won't be
That's
going for
probably
a
a
while.
good decision, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could have told them that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Arnold.
I move to adjourn from the school committee meeting at 5:15.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yes.